Chapter 1. The Break in the Sidewalk. There is a break in the sidewalk 2 houses south of Lila Jean's house on 12th Street in my hometown. Somebody took out several sections to make a temporary driveway. No pavement, of course. Someone just cut out a section of the curb and threw in some gravel. My spiritual journey began on the section where the sidewalk ended. I was walking home from school by myself when I was in the 2nd grade, thinking what all little 7-year-old boys think, when I had some kind of an encounter with God. I cannot describe it, nor can I explain it. But suddenly, a presence overwhelmed me, and it seemed like God and I formed some kind of connection. I still have no idea how to explain this encounter. I have never counted it as my conversion since I went through the Baptist version of that at age 9. I do not see that as some kind of special anointing or calling, for I do not believe God has special pets who get exclusive gifts and possibilities. I honestly believe whatever God has to give is available to everyone, and there certainly is nothing special about me, as these writings will attest. A year or so ago, my daughter helped me find that very spot, and not surprisingly, it is still there over 80 years later, and it is still a temporary driveway. When we found the place, I stood there once again. Not in any effort to remember, because I had never forgotten that place nor that experience. Since that first day, I have always had a sense of God's presence. I cannot claim that I have always followed or pleased God. For many years, that presence was more like Jiminy Cricket in Pinocchio, some kind of conscience trying to keep me straight when it was evident mine could not do the job. But God was always there, even when I am sure the surroundings were not comfortable. Thank God for the presence and coming in the nick of time, for at this same time I was in the process of building some terrific feelings of inferiority and fear. My mother came from a large family, most of whom lived in my hometown. These were wonderful, fun-loving, and caring folks who would never, under any circumstances, do anything to hurt me. But they loved to tease. Evidently, my older brother Tom was the most beautiful baby ever born, and quite literally, I must have been the ugliest baby that was ever allowed to live. Every time the family got together, someone would tell me what an ugly baby I was, and everyone would laugh. I really expect to hear that in the grand reunion of heaven. Yes, it was a joke, and I would laugh with them, but no one ever told me that I got over being ugly, so with never an intent, they programmed me to believe I was ugly. I have a picture of my brother and me hanging in my house. My brother was 6 and I was 4. In my teens, that picture was too old to display, but it was hanging in a closet. I would often go there and stare, trying to figure out why they thought I was so ugly. At the same time, I had begun noticing how my mother doted over my brother Tom and bragged about his accomplishments to anyone who would listen. Then, one day, I overheard such a session, and I heard her say, "Well, Doug has to work for the grades he gets in school." That day I became dumb to go along with the ugly, and everything changed. Another brother came along, and I became the unblessed middle child in the home who felt unworthy of even being there. Looking back, I can see how hard I tried to finally earn the blessing.